Hey folks, what's up? How are y'all doing? Today's video, I'm gonna talk about something. It's non-fragrance related, and you guys can listen to it. You can skip it. As I always say, it's no problem whatsoever. I'm doing this more like a daily thought sort of a thing. I do share with my viewers, and absolutely nothing much. Like, it's not absolute knowledge or guru help, self-help guru, that sort of a thing. Nothing much like that. Just normal casual talking from me to you, and just share my thoughts. So before I do my discussion, two things. First thing is I'm still pretty sick, and antibiotics is taking a little bit effect, but I think I feel a little bit better because my nose is opening up a little bit. And I went with, today is very hot, very hot. It's like 36 37 degrees, plus the humidity is very high. The sun is up right there. It's very bad combination, so I needed something to cheer me up. This I'm wearing. I'm going with Eternity Aqua, one of my recent purchases. Not very pricey option, but for summer it's absolutely, it's a gem. It really shines, you know. Let me refresh myself. Yeah, because fragrances always cheer me up, even though I cannot smell much at this point, but I know, yeah, I cannot smell that much. I'm just wearing it just to, you know, feel better. So today I want to talk about a little bit of haters. Let's hit the point straight away. And it's not going to be any particular personal attacks or anything. It's nothing. I'm not going to talk about any particular person here per se or whatever. It's just going to be a general discussion, more like, all right? So the reason, excuse me, the reason why I want to do this is, you know, I've been facing this for a very long time, and there are definitely going to be issues in life, you know, when you doing certain thing that you like, your passion, and this fragrance related work that you're gonna do. It's, I say work because I take it as like a sort of like a second religion, that sort of a thing. Like cricket is a second religion in subcontinent. Okay, fragrances for me is like, of course my religion is there, but you know, it's like how I mean it is the passion, you know, passion wise. So I take it that like fragrances are like life, right? So when I think of it that seriously, you know, so I do reviews, whatever, from very cheap basic fragrances all the way to some more pricier options. I do whatever I like to do. Many times people ask me, hey bro, why, if you want to get more views, you know, if you want to get more subscribers, see the big reviewers, they talk about more happening fragrances. Yeah, they can do that absolutely, because they are being sponsored. Most of them are being sponsored, and many of them are really rich, and then they're working with fragrance companies. Sometimes they're getting free bottles to give their review on. I have to get my fragrances from Bangladesh. There's no official say Chanel or Dior suppliers, no such thing. We just get fragrances in a very like luggage, through luggages, you know. Hard to believe it. Most of the shops, they get it through luggages, like people personally bring them from foreign countries, and then they get it different prices. So sometimes we get cheaper, sometimes we get more pricey. At the same time, we get a few shops who are selling it legit but very expensive. So it's not always easy to get fragrance and review it. So it's just to clarify that thing, that, you know, why am I doing? My target is actually not to, my target basically primarily is talk about any fragrance. Like for example, I bought this one aftershave, but I think it works as a fragrance, and I love this stuff. It's a classic, like this one, Tabak. I'm gonna talk about it sometime in a video. So this kind of fragrances, you know, they're classic, timeless classics. Many people from 80s, 90s, they would know these are classics. And many fragrance people used, but since they have so much love for fragrances, they want to see people talk about their favorite fragrances. So many of the fragrances that I review, I like to review nowadays, I look for rare fragrances, the ones that not been reviewed. May it be cheap, may it be expensive, but if something people see, oh, that's my favorite fragrance right there, and thank God I was looking to buy that maybe also, and this guy talked about it, I got some idea. So that's the sort of channel I go. So that is my primary objective. Second thing is, I like to talk about it from my point of view. Of course, it's just my personal opinion, and I always say, put your nose into certain fragrances. You don't have to absolutely love what I recommend you, or you don't have to buy and blind buy. Never. You shouldn't blind buy. Not have to. You shouldn't blind buy based on any fragrance reviews. If you love my work, if you think I am making some sense, and out of respect you say, you know, Joy, you know, I always receive this kind of comments. Makes me like so happy, makes me feel like my work is being appreciated when people tell me like, hey Joy, you know, thanks for your honesty. I can see that you're being honest and you're being passionate. So that's what I try to do. I don't try to promote something to get likes. I don't like to yes, I do like the attention. Of course, who doesn't like the attention? You know, people, when they say good things about you, you get 2,800 subscribers. every 2-3 days you get 100 subscribers. It's just like dream, you know. So I do like that, but that's not my primary goal. I just tell you humbly, you know, thanks for all the love and support, but my thing is, if I like a fragrance, I like to talk about it, you know. I just, what I treasure, I want to talk about it. So if one person is benefited, that's like a, you know, already my the target is achieved. All right, so that's not about haters. All right, that's not about hatred, that's just clarification. So about the haters, why haters are important in our lives and how they actually shouldn't let you down. So I want to talk about a little bit and tell you my experiences, my journey. So when you actually, let's talk about fragrance community. Say you want to start your channel, right? And you don't have so much of expensive gadgets, or you don't have a very good camera, but you can use decent work. But when you start, you'll notice you get a lot of backlash, because when you're a new entrant, you know, you're trying to push a video in a huge community where many people are talking about fragrances. Let's stick to this one example. Say you're talk about fragrances, you know, but you're nervous because you've never faced the camera before. You never been in front of camera. You're not, you know, comfy with the camera. So many people will come off and then say racist things. They'll say like, hey, you stupid man, you know, your things shit, you know. You get like 1 like and 19 dislikes. It happens, you know. But that shouldn't let you stop. You know why? Because haters, you know, they see, first of all, whenever people try to do something new, they always get the backlash in the whole world. In industry it works like that. Let's say right now the big company that makes cars, right? Let's say, okay, forget about cars, fragrances. Let's say Chanel, Dior, Versace, Bulgari. You know these names, but do you know that they're not been big names when they started off? They had to work their way up. Chanel, Coco Chanel. If you read on them, you know, like what's her story, you know, how difficult her life was, and then she didn't get the glory, and then using her name, now Chanel is big, but she didn't get to say it, grow so big. So life hasn't been easy for everyone, you know. The people really worked hard from scratch, and they make it like Mercedes-Benz, these cars. They make it like a big name now. You see the big name, but you don't see their struggle. So you have to do the struggle, my friends, you know, like when you want to do a work. And haters will hate. That's normal, because they are jealous, either jealous, or they're ignorant, or they're just racists. There are a lot of kind of people, you know, and these people are weak. So thing is, question is, are you weak as them? As weak as them, you're gonna fight, like have a backlash at them, you're gonna have a go at them when people criticize you? No, not necessarily, not all the time. For me, the best way, what I do is, when people say something negative, like, you know, negative things, you know, like really horrible comments, I see them as a troll. That's the best way. You just make them irrelevant. Like, don't make relevant at all. If you see something nasty comment, just avoid it, delete it, block it. That's it. Or if someone criticizing you for your work, you can do two things. You can actually decide also to avoid it. No need to look at it. Don't let negativity get to you. Keep doing your work. Go on your merry way. But you're gonna miss out on one thing. That is, if someone is suggesting that you should do something for betterment, you should think about it. Like when, you know, critics, they criticize you. That's why in the movies, critics' choice awards are more important rather than the most, you know, the big, like let's say Filmfare awards in India. That, I think, doesn't represent like a quality of a film or an actor. I think the critics award, people's award, is the real award. So you should actually let your quality work speak, you know, and then you should let your improvement, that you are making a mistake, you look back at your work, you know, you see you've been making mistakes and you could have done a little better, you know, you could have adjusted 1 or 2 things here, and then it makes your work better. So if smart people, they learn from others' mistakes. There's a saying like that, right? So yeah, so haters, how they help you actually, first of all, when you see them, they hate, you know, when you upload, sometimes they're fixed haters. They just dislike, professional dislikers. Hate. They don't like your face whatsoever. Even if you're the nicest, kindest man, no, screw that guy. That's okay, that's normal, because not everybody is guaranteed they're gonna like you. That's not possible, and you shouldn't be possibly trying to be kissing everybody's ass, that you're the most popular guy. That doesn't work also. If you're not genuine, you know, it kind of sucks, right? If everybody likes you, you don't have any enemies, something's definitely wrong with you. That's what I believe. And I don't really actually like these goody people. For me, I get suspicious these days. Just gonna say it out there. When people are trying to be too nice too soon, I just get suspicious, because I had bad experiences. When people are too nice to you, most likely they want something out of you, or they're just like trying to show that they're nice people, trying to impress you. All right, most likely. But if people are nice, give them a chance, but don't trust them instantly. All right, this is my suggestion to you guys. So when dislikers, the haters, they come to your video and then they dislike, one other thing that also happens at the same time, they view your video. So you don't have to watch the whole thing, but once they click, the view opens, it increases your view. So haters actually help you, right, in a way. Second thing is, when the haters tell you like stuff like, your work sucks, you're like they racially abuse you, you shouldn't let that get you down, because your journey is separate. They don't know your story, they don't know your struggle, they don't know your background, what's your home, where you start collecting, your fragrance passion. So, but the thing is, flip side of that coin, there are many other people who are interested to listen to you, who are willing to listen to your amazing story, as long as you're genuine, as long as you're telling the truth, as long as you're keeping it interesting, you're sharing your story, real story. Instead of saying that one night I got 50,000 compliments, instead of saying that, you just say something like a little story, like I went to this shop and there's this girl, like Coach Rob told me a story, hey sir, you smell so good, what is that fragrance? This random stories that come up, like once, like my example, my friend said, my wife detected your fragrance after 5 days after you left, and that's how I fell in love with Savage. I had to keep it in my collection. So stories like that, real life stories help people decide. Like, I get influenced, honestly speaking. Yesterday I read that comment somewhere, someone told me like, hey bro, how come you're a fragrance lover if you're not? Sorry about the crow, they're taking a part as well. So he was saying like, hey bro, instead of blind buying, if you don't love fragrances, if you love fragrances, how come you always like buy what you like? Yeah, I never said I don't blind buy, but the thing is, I rather don't, because some of the fragrances I had to do like based on the reviewers' reviews, rankings in Fragrantica, good talks, but mostly I bought what my nose liked. Why? Because I'm not going to wear something, why should I get it, right? Even if it's some of the fragrance I don't find that alluring, to be honest. For example, one fragrance I don't like at all, it's like I think Silver Mountain Water by Creed. I mean, the silver metallic tone I cannot like deal with. I love Aventus, I love something that's nice, something that's sweet, my nose likes, something a different, Green Irish Tweed. So I like what I like. Different people like different things, different skin that works differently. So different people have different sort of like how to say signature scent, right? So you shouldn't let people tell you, excuse me. Yeah, sorry about that guys, the crow was really like interrupting my serious talk, so I had to like poof. No, I'm just kidding, I didn't shoot that crow, just like shoo it away. So I was saying, coming back to what I was saying, right? If you let your haters stop your work and demotivate you, like, oh no, I surrender, I give up, I walk away, right? And you give up and you walk away, and then your passion just died there. You actually lost to someone very weak, and then it made you weaker. So the thing is, are you weaker? No, you just be a strong person. Sometimes it's best to play it safe rather than going, and if you don't want to deal with them, just leave them. But if you can, try to give a positive answer. Try to think logical and give them an answer. Sometimes you can win people over, even if they hate you. You can win them over with love, but you can never ever win someone over with hatred. If someone racially abuses you and you do the same, what difference are you making, right? I give you my example of our countryside, like India and Bangladesh. I told you there was a time there was a racial huge violence that broke out. Like in India, they burned a mosque. We burned in revenge. We burned, like we as in like not me, of course I wouldn't burn, but many people, ignorant, stupid people, racial people, uneducated, filthy people, they burned down temples. The thing is, who won? Nobody won. None the Muslims won, not the Muslim Hindus, neither either whoever, nobody won. So the thing is, these kind of things, I always say, yeah, negative things will happen, but never let it stop your life. Okay, so haters, coming back to haters, let the haters be there. Keep doing hard work. When they see that you are doing something they cannot do, when they're seeing that you are getting popular, you are getting noticed, you're getting good words, people are trusting you, they're doing business with you, it's normal, guys. It's gonna happen. Like in the real world, you can have enemies without doing a thing to those enemies. If you're successful, automatically like this you get enemies. All right, I'm not talking about me. I don't have any success so far. I just like do my work, but I've seen people, successful people, they get so much hatred. A lot of singers out there, like popular singers, right? They made it big. I'll give you an example of Jeremy, fragrance community. I keep talking about Jeremy because I like him so much. This guy, Yes, he has his ways. Whatever he did his sponsorship, and then he made it big. He's a model, good-looking guy. He used his charisma, his girls, beautiful girls, smart girls. He'd make it very interesting, nice camera work. See, the thing is, I keep it straight, man. I cannot do what he can do, honestly speaking. Many people say Jeremy is this. Yeah, that's their opinion. Everybody have their opinion. That's no problem. But Jeremy actually got huge subscriber base, and many people are jealous about that, right? Yeah, you can say that, okay, maybe sometimes if you feel that he's not being honest, that's a different thing. So don't buy. Don't based on his thing. Don't buy. You can do your work, like say that, express your opinion without like being vindictive or racially abusive or saying nasty things. Can do positive criticism, no problem. Not everybody's work is perfect. Nobody's perfect. Human beings are all about the imperfections, right? But I like Jeremy because he is like an inspiration to work. Because see, he just puts just one thing. Forget about everything he says. Let's say he talks about one fragrance, it's not good enough. Mont Blanc individual, let's say it's not one of my favorite fragrances, okay? I'll give you an example. It's not. I tried it so many times, it didn't work with me. The weather here, it's not cool weather. And the metallic tone, it's just I've been using it for like 7-8 years ago, 10 years ago. I never found it to be special. I found Hugo Boss bottle to be special. I found Lagos Purom to be special. I found Versace's Purom to be something special. I love Chanel to be special. Mont Blanc individual, I don't think like, like that whole house, they are like, for me, in my personal opinion, they're like average house, average fragrances with average longevity. The thing is, setting apart that issue. But let's say he said 1 million, Jeremy said 1 million. This fragrance is God. Even today he says, it's gonna get sold out, it's gonna get jacked up from 21 pounds all the way to 100 pounds. This fragrance, even if he speaks about this day, people buy it like crazy. That's what I call success. Okay, that's what I call success. Okay, many people say that's deceiving people because that's not as good. But the thing is, when people actually trust someone, they like someone, you cannot stop that, right? Because haters will say, this is what I say, haters. Because yes, he may be saying something because he has the influence not right now, but he worked for it number of years. When we started watching him. We didn't do our work. I started doing my work because my sole purpose was like this kind of country we are from. I want to talk from this perspective, Asian perspective, like how our fragrances suck in performance and they don't last here. But then we're trying, we're trying. Things started, definitely it's going to take time to take the community out there, to go out in street sense. People understand fragrances and learn fragrances. They wear fragrances wisely, knowing notes, seasons, house and stuff, educational, like studying books. So study fragrances. So that thing will take time. We cannot say today get frustrated, like people are shit. I do get a lot of negative people, they come. I just decided to take my path away, different path. I don't like being so close with people. I do my work. I keep, with my work. Enjoy my work, I don't let people, I don't let people saying, oh, keep buying, keep buying. Now I feel like, I let me enjoy my fragrances. I just need to buy 1 or 2 more. Then enjoy, take a break. I do buy other stuff, enjoy things. So enjoy your thing. It's like I'm doing random talk now. But in the end, don't let haters choose what you should do or what you shouldn't do. You should remember your mission, your goal, and what you love to do. Just put your work out there. Doesn't matter your accent. If you have an Indian accent, Bangladeshi accent, doesn't matter. But as long as people appreciate, they will appreciate you for your honesty. Just remember that. Good or bad, right or wrong, daring. If you say you get, like someone says, it's a summer freshie. Like someone says, for example, one last thing. Eternity Aqua is a summer fragrance, fresh fragrance. Someone just say one day, hey, I think there's a leather note in this somewhere. For example, there is not. But someone say, I smell a leather note somewhere there. But there's no leather note in Fragrantica. 100 people wouldn't agree with you. No one would agree with you. But you felt like that because imagination, your brain told you so, right? Put it out there. You can be wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. You can only learn by making mistakes. Don't let that stop you. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be like thinking what others will think. If you let, others choose your life, what the hell are you doing with your life, right? So yeah, you have to be very, very strong today and you have to go against a lot of challenges. Life is never going to be easy, but you have to make sure you stay and keep your game tight and real. So that's all I want to talk about today. And keep loving fragrances. I'll always love. This is my life right now. I love this. And cheers me up all the time. Everybody have a nice day. Stay away from harm's path, negative people, and sickness. May God bless you all. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.